All right, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for joining. We have a couple of very special guests tonight. I am so excited to have them join. We're going to talk a little Vikings Lions preview here. Very much looking forward to it. Again, thanks for everybody for joining us this evening. Going to say hello to everybody in the chat really quick, and then we're going to bring on our guests and get it going. Megan, so good to have you. Thank you so much for joining. Megan from Australia checking in. That's amazing. JV, good to see you. Hope the Vikings win, but I think the Lions will win. We're going to get into it here. And then JV, Chicago Bears fan. I need the Vikings to win by like 35. All right, JV, we'll do our best. We'll do our best. So, without further ado, you can find these two ladies on the Lioness Lair on the Detroit Lions on the Prowl channel. The link is in the description. If y'all have yet to go over there and subscribe, please do. I'm going to bring both of these lovely ladies on. We have Lionor of Douchebagia herself. Pleased to have her join. And we got the queen of the Prowl on the scene. Hello, ladies. Thanks for joining.
Well, thanks for inviting us. We have to look in so forward.
Yeah, good to have you all. Just a little heads up too. We're just kind of rolling through a little technical difficulties for everybody out there, so we're just gonna work with it. But yeah, great to have you both on. Just gonna say hi to a couple other people that joined. Summer Home, thanks for joining. Nate, always good to see you. Thundercats ho, just kidding. Hope the Vikings win. That's funny. Good to see you, Nate. Megan has the Vikings winning 35-28. All right. Brittany, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Bob, how's it going? School. There you go. And then Brian, how's it going? Val, I decided to come anyway. There you go. I love that. We got some people joining in. Good. All right. So for those that don't know here, we're going to get to know our guests here. So I would like to know for both of you, for those of us that don't know, how did you all become Lions fans, and what brought you to the content creator platform? Lionor, we'll start with you.
Based in Michigan, and my granddaddy was a diehard Lions fan and made me one too. I mean, in general, Lions fans are born because nobody would misery that goes along with that. But you know, the past few years, I've really wanted to have someone just to talk about the Lions with. I live in Central Florida, and the Detroit Lions on the Prowl crew, they were kind enough to invite me on and let me talk some football once a week. So that's how Val and I started doing our show.
That's awesome. Yeah. And Val? Oh, I wonder if did we lose Val? Oh no.
Am I here? Am I here or am I not?
You're back. Yeah. We're rolling with some technical difficulties. We got it.
With me today. Oh, I apologize. My struggling with me, so I made it out like tool. I don't know what it. Okay. So with me,
we're blaming Mercury retrograde.
You know what? Blaming just magneto powers. Okay.
There you go.
Just on the Prowl was started by my husband, and he went last year, and now I take over. I'm not a Lions fan. So the people that we have on our show are all diehard Lions. I'm actually was a Chicago Bears fan. Mm-hmm. But the Lion adopted me, as to be able to give the outside perspective into. So I'm queen of the Prowl that way.
I love that. Yeah. And I know JV that's in the chat too. He is a Chicago native as well. So he's a Bears fan. So you got some support in here that way as well. But yeah, in the same division. So that's very cool. Very cool. And then, I don't think I need to say I've just been Vikings fan my whole life. And then I've always watched the Lions. So I feel like I've always kind of been in the know, but amazing. I love that. So Also, to mix in the sports angle here, because everybody that on my channel, y'all know I mix in the astrology. For those of you that are maybe new here, I mix in the astrology with the sports. So, wondering what are each of your sun signs, or, for those, what's your astrological sign? And if you happen to know your sun, moon, and rising, hey, get an extra bonus. I'll just start with myself. I'm a sun in Capricorn. I have a Leo rising and Aquarius moon. Queen of the Prowl, we'll start with you here, if you'd like.
Oh, you know what? I just, I don't believe in astrology, although I know a lot about it. But I hate my sign. I hate my sign. Okay, everybody else will things, but the people who created the astrological decided to everybody born during the period that I was born in because they called me a Cancer. Okay, which I don't know if that's kind, but it even Ab and the 69
the crabby Cancer crabby, yeah.
So, but my moon is Libra, I'm rising in Cancer, so I get it that way.
There you go. I mean, that's all right. I love the Cancers. I think it's very powerful. And Libra moon, too. Both of those signs, the modalities are cardinal, which is initiating like leadership. So I think that's really cool. But it's funny, there's pros and cons with every single sign, with everything. So you just got to make it work. So, Lionor, what about you?
I am a sun in Taurus, rising. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. We got your sun in Taurus. I think, did you say you're a Gemini rising?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's amazing. Cool. The twins. I like that. All right. Paul just checking in with us here. Paul from 49er land, but a Lions fan through and through. Oh, I love it. Thanks for joining us, Paul. All right. Val has the roar with her tonight. I like that from Paul. Yeah, very good. I like the astrology angle. That's cool. I always say that you have to look into your whole birth chart, but again, pros and cons with every sign. And then your Lionor, your sun in Taurus, you're a fixed sign, so they're very good at like getting to something and getting the job done and staying there. And then Gemini is mutable, so can kind of go where the river takes you, so to speak, or where the wind blows as well. We just had a full moon in Gemini as well for everybody too, so maybe some big endings and new beginnings for everybody out there. So very cool. Thank you both for sharing. Appreciate that. Alrighty, so people, let's talk this game now. All right, so let's see here. Now, all right, going into this game here this weekend. Now, I've heard a couple of things. People are chattering away. I have heard this is the Lions Super Bowl. If the Vikings win, they clinch the division. All they got to do is go in there and get it done. Now, for me, for all the Vikings fans out there, what should be our biggest concern going into Ford Field on Sunday? What should be our biggest concern? All right, and we'll start with Lionor this time, if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I think offensively, we're pretty healthy on offense now. Player-wise, the biggest guy you have to worry about is Amon-Ra. He come in and started. I think he took 8 offensive snaps last week. They're sort of slowly easing him in, but he'll probably play a little bit more this week. DJ Chark is finally healthy. The last time we heard safety Tracy Walker got injured, DJ Chark had that ankle problem. He didn't come back till week 11. DeAndre Swift had that high ankle sprain. He didn't come back till week 8. And even Amon-Ra in the last game against you guys suffered a high ankle sprain, and he was out the next game. And then he was playing injured. We are almost fully healthy. We have one guy on the O-line who don't think there's any stopping this offense. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout.
No, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be a close one. I think it's gonna be a close one tomorrow. All right, yep. Queen, what you got?
Yeah, well, Lions game is Super Bowl game. But I think this game is very important as they're trying to ride momentum and to be able to capture a spot,
Yeah.
which is doable coming up. So
Yep.
I think this one of the most really this upcoming game is really the few are going to be challenged for the Lion compared to the rest. So this is important in that respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that seems to be the thing too. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, so but I'm in with the both of you that this is going to be a shootout. I had said
Yeah.
on our Fall Friday show that the score would be kind
Mm-hmm.
of really close.
It'd be kind of what? It just lost the very end there.
It would be very close.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, we got a kitty on the scene. I love to see the pets. We got a cat on the scene, everybody.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one too. And you mentioned the momentum, which is so important. I mean, it's just energy, can't be created or destroyed. So where's it going? So I think that's going to be really tough. That's actually one of my biggest concerns is I had you all as the sleepers of the NFC this year, and how you all kind of like started out. I was like, I guess I was wrong on that, and now it's kind of like this like resurgence kind of, it seems like, with the Lions, where they've always been sleeping, kind of just on the prowl, just kind of waiting for the moment. So could this be the moment where you guys just catch this wind and keep going with it? So we'll see. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking. I will say too, that a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans and just the Vikings in general, a little bit mildly offended that you all were favorited at this game. But so that's something too.
Well, I'm too much into it anyway.
Right.
Being favorited, it's all in betting world to kind of bet one way or the other. So I wouldn't put too much stake in that whatsoever. But the thing is, the Lions did soft this year, a whole bunch of problems, their health issues, and moving into your and being gel with an identity. That's what they're more afraid of anything, because once that identity gelling as a team, then we kind of compete against that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. For sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Brian says,
I think
Nicole, your football.
Guys are,
yeah, go ahead.
I think, and I'm not saying that the Lions necessarily win this game, but I think it's going to be close. I think there's good reason to be, because the one that we lost was against the Bills on Thanksgiving. They're currently number 1 in the league.
Yeah.
We're on a very clear upward trajectory. If you cross the entire season, the Lions come out just slightly ahead. But if you narrow that search to the last 3 weeks or the last 5 weeks, it's kind of a 10 in every statistical category except rush defense. So they've really come on strong these past 3 to 5 weeks. And I wanted to say one thing. It's actually a really historic occasion, because in the Super Bowl era, there have only been 8 instances in week 14 or later percentage was an underdog against a team who was below 500. And I think since 1991 or 2, it's only happened 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Every time it's happened prior to now, where the better team actually has their playoff spot locked up, so they're usually not playing their starters. So
wow,
this is a little bit unprecedented. It has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that, bringing it in here. And it's just, I have always said too, when the Vikings and the Lions are not playing each other, I am rooting for the Lions. I mean, obviously not this weekend, but it's interesting to kind of see how, yeah, you all had so much momentum with Hard Knocks and everything like before the season started. And there's this like huge, kind of Detroit Darlings kind of thing. And then things kind of slowed down a little bit. Now you're back. But I think too, having a healthy roster is really key, and especially being able to hold on to that healthy roster until the end, until playoffs happen. That's one thing that concerns me as a Vikings fan is the health, because it's like we don't have a lot of depth on our team. And, as the season keeps going along, that's where the injuries are going to pop up. So have to wait and see here what's to come. All right. But speaking on that note, now, what do you all think? So, right now, if you had to choose your top lion offensively and defensively right now, this very moment, who would you all choose? Val, we'll start with you.
Really tough because there's quite a
Yeah.
few people probably named sides of the ball. Me, I'm going, as far as the run game is, I'm going with Jamal Williams defensively. He has been saying that have, Lions fans as of so.
Yeah.
That's one for on the offensive ball.
Yeah.
And he brings the most energy into the game. Defensively, Aiden Hutchinson. That's got to be watched for us. Kirk Cousins with the crush and those kind of.
Yeah.
So
Kirk better be scared.
I would have to say that biggest impact. There's others, and I want to leave more room to say who she picks, but because there are more than those two.
It's hard to pick one. Yeah, it's hard to just pick one because it is a team effort, But yeah, if there's anybody of the moment, yeah, per se. All right, and then yeah, like Jamal Williams, always like one to look out for, and then two, Aiden Hutchinson as well, the rookie too, this year. And funny enough, the game from earlier this season was on earlier today, so I was checking out a little bit of that. But Lionor, what do you think? Who do you got right now? That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown earlier, and I'm going to go back to him because the statistics with him versus without him. When he plays 50% of snaps, we average 2.7 points per drive, and we convert 44.7% of third downs.
Wow.
Yeah. Ranking in the league, and that is 7th in points. When he's not on the field, we drop down to like the bottom 2 spots. I mean, it's such a huge difference. Yeah. He and Jefferson, they both have 20 first downs on 3rd or 4th down. So they are tied in the league. And
I didn't know
Jared
that.
Goff,
that's cool. Yeah.
Well.
Yes,
Jared Goff has played well, but it really depends on who's around him, because his EPA per drop back ranks 4th. When Amon-Ra St. Brown came, Jared Goff drops to 30th. So, so he makes such a big difference for us on impact, or on offense.
Yeah. And I would say.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh no, go.
I was going to say Jeff Okudah on defense, who has finally come in and been able to play a full season healthy. He's really Tracy Walker. We're able to really shut Justin Jefferson down. Now, anytime you do that, you're at a numbers disadvantage because you've got 2 guys on 1 player. Yeah. But I think the matchup ain't in there anymore. So as far as covering KJ Osborne and Adam Thielen, we have Jerry Jacobs now, and even Will Harris, who's a failed safety and a failed outside corner. He's not great, but he's at least serviceable. Secondary-wise, we're in a much better position than we were the last time we played you.
Okay. Oh, there goes Queen. We lost her. She'll be back. Yeah. All right. We'll get Val back here when we can. But yeah, that's a good mention though, that your cornerbacks are a lot more, sustainable. That's a lot more healthy, that core right now as of, as September. What was it? End of September, I think. 25th. I think we played each other last. And that's concerning that she's back. All right. Val, we got you back, I think.
Yeah, sorry it happened. The Midwest is not
No, it's all good.
Connection, so.
Yeah. No, we're making it work here. We're making it work. I'm just gonna say hi to everybody in the chat again. Thank you all for joining us. Ryan says hey, and everybody, the Lioness Lair. Good evening. I hear feedback. Yeah, we're just trying to work with that, Ryan. It's all right. We're making it work. All right. Again, thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Motor City Kitties, though Val has a lot of bear in her. There we go. Like, we got a little bit of, you know what, which is great, because between all three of us, we have everybody in the NFC North that matters covered. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
We don't need the Packers. That's okay.
Oh, no. Okay. Absolutely not. Yeah. All right. Nitro, good to see you.
Yeah, we're FTP all day.
Oh, yeah. And if we could just keep going on that, I mean, watching their downfall, I often will play this little like sound clip here, just watching their downfall. We get a lot of the Schadenfreude, going on. We can just take some pleasure in that. So that's always fun to watch them go down. All right. And then we got Jay in the Bay in the house, 49ers content creator here. We got basically a YouTube celebrity in the house. Thank you so much, Jay, for popping in here. Appreciate you. Everybody go check out Jay in the Bay's channel as well. And then Summer Home, hate everybody. Oh, we got another legend in the building tonight. We got Rap with Purple Pocket Podcast in the house. Thanks so much, Rap, for checking in with us. Skull, good to have you. All right. So, all right, ladies, thanks again for sharing that. And two, just back, I will say the person for Detroit that was like on the radar for me is Amon-Ra St. Brown. How could it not? And especially with the Vikings secondary, that is, it's an issue. It's an issue. I find myself at the beginning of this year, I started calling the Vikings defense the nursing home, just because they're, rather old and slow and they get kind of tired. So, it's concerning. I can see too why the Lions are favored in this. Like, I think the Vikings really have to come prepared, and back to the momentum thing. You all are just like, not to make a bad pun, but very like, you will claw, like tooth and nail it. And I feel like the Vikings are a little bit kind of soft in that aspect. They, they're kind of lacking there. So it's like they better put on their big boy pants, in my opinion. So we'll see. All right. And speaking back to the Lions here. So what does the playoff hunt look like for the Lions? Because basically for the Vikings, we win and we clinch the division. So it's, just get your job done, but it's a little bit more complicated for the Lions. So kind of what's the kind of easiest path right now for the Lions, like hypothetically? Wild card, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it's very likely. I mean, right now the Cowgirls are pretty much going to be a lock for that first wild card spot. Then you've got this, and they're all sitting on 7 wins right now. Yeah. That Giants Commies tie killed us, because we don't
ties are the worst.
Well, we win head to head against them because we beat them both, but not against the Seahawks. So of course, the two teams we had the head to head against, they had to tie. So of course, obviously for us, we would finish with 10 wins. If we win out, then the Seahawks, Giants, and Commies, 2 of those 3 teams. Now, looking at their schedules, it's not likely. It's not probable. Yeah. But it is possible. We have a fairly easy schedule after we play you guys tomorrow. Don't. I'd say the Seahawks have the easiest path.
Okay. Val, you want to add anything onto that one?
Well, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with in that way. They're to win all of the rest games in order to even have a fighting chance. So, I mean, anything on any given Sunday.
Yeah.
So, it's possible. It's probably not. It's going to be very close if they can be able to pull it out at the end of the season.
What is your
win with?
What's the rest of y'all schedule? Who do y'all have left? Okay. Yeah.
We have we have the Vikings, we have the Bears, and who else?
Well, Jets, and then the Panthers, and then the Bears, and we finished with the Packers.
Ooh, okay. So, I mean, it could be doable.
Now,
it could be doable.
Yeah, and it's the Packers are not a great team right now, but it's still hard to go into Lambeau in January. And
yeah, I'm concerned about that too, because the Vikings got to go in there on New Year's Day. So yeah, after you all, and two, a lot of people, local media and stuff, they're pretty much saying, I've been hearing that this is the toughest game left on the Vikings schedule, because we have y'all obviously tomorrow, and then we host the Colts, and then New York Giants, and then we go to Lambeau, and then we finish off at Chicago. So, I mean, those could really go any which way, to be honest. But, so would you all agree then that you would consider this like the Lions Super Bowl game tomorrow? I've been hearing a lot of that too. What do y'all think about that take?
Lions fan call everything a Super Bowl win to be a win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's an important game if we want to keep playoff hopes alive. And I got to tell you, the playoffs this season is so far out there. If we finish this season with 8-9 wins, that is a successful season for us. We saw the progress. We wanted this team develop and actually gel and come together and start playing complementary football. That is a successful season. So I guess if you have your heart huge game tomorrow, but for more level-headed fans, it's a big game, but it's just another game, and it's a meaningful game in December.
And I am assuming that stadium is going to be rocking. Like, I think it's going to be a really, really tough environment for the Vikings. I mean, Vikings fans tend to travel well, but do you all think that there will be kind of like a split, or do you think that it'll be predominantly mostly Lions? I think it'll be mostly Lions fans in there. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some purple, but I don't think there'll be much skull clapping in the stands there. Do y'all think? From what you've noticed in the past?
No, actually, they are sold out, and
they
are selling standing room only to a very Lions heavy stadium.
Hey, there you go. And then Ryan too from the chat, he put in here, now I'm starting to think that the Lions won the Stafford trade. Yeah, well, maybe y'all got rid of him at the right time, or maybe you hung on too long. What do y'all think about that?
No, I just think that with the whole third situation, there was a different thing going. The Lions have basically from the top to bottom with Sheila Hamp as the new owner, and going from some of the forward issues that have been the team, and with Bull and Holmes, and it's whole Stafford thing is they kind of won in some ways, and in other ways they have yet to win really off quite yet.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I could say a win-win. I mean, this is exactly what you want out of a trade. You know, Stafford went to LA, they got their Super Bowl. I know he hasn't played great this year. He's had injuries. They got what they wanted, which
they did.
Was they had the team built. They needed the quarterback. They wanted the ring. They went all in. They got it. We, on the other hand, listen, Goff is serviceable. He's not a quarterback that you can win with. And what we really wanted were draft picks. We wanted draft capital so that we can build through the draft and develop young players.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what would be good for both teams.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. I like that. And yeah, I mean, as an outsider, I mean, I've always been a Stafford fan. I mean, as an outsider, kind of looking in. But yeah, he went there, got the ring, got it done, and then you can't be in the league forever. It's always kind of shitty to see like injuries happen and stuff like that, but it's just the natural way of it. But yeah, all right, cool. Well, thanks Ryan for popping that in there. Saying hi to Mickey Andrews too. Thanks for joining us, Mickey Andrews. Good to see ya. All right, so Vikings Lions preview continues. So, ladies, biggest surprise for your Lions squad this year? Positive or negative? Whatever you're feeling. I'll actually just share for the Vikings. I will say that I'm just surprised that they're 10-2. I had them going 9-8. So for the Vikings, that's my biggest surprise right now. So Lionor, we'll start with you. What do you got?
I mean, I touched on it just a little bit earlier, and I think how well these young players have developed. Because if you look at the team we started with at the beginning of the season, we basically had Tracy Walker, Aleem veterans on this team, and that was it. They're playing with a bunch of undrafted free agents and rookies, or even guys like Jeff Okudah, who he's been in the league now. This is his third year, but he hasn't played. And watching them develop, and then seeing it click 5 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
And even after it clicked, they just keep going up, and they're playing as a cohesive day. Talking about the communication, it just takes these young guys that come out of college a little while to acclimate to the league, and now they've done it. And man, you can really think we hoped for when the season started.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, just proving the consistency and stuff's working, continuing to see it click. That's awesome. Yeah, Val, what do you got?
I don't have much a surprise for me with the Lions have been there. Because I predicted at the beginning that they would be, they got this 10-7 record. Did start out the year off when they made me question it after of whether they would be able to pull and combat a comeback of all of the problems they were dealing with right off the. But they seem to figure it and got adjusted to it, trying to build that momentum moving forward. So no, there hasn't really been any sense to me with this day that the build. They have a 6-year. They're in view of it.
Yeah.
So it's young. It's still.
Seems like they're doing on the right track.
Yeah, they're trying to. They're the one biggest thing Lions have finally been able to do that they have been able to, since inception as a team, build a strong identity, and that's what is coming now.
Yep.
In what they're doing is building that identity, and that identity means a lot.
It seems to it seems to really come across as such too. It really does. And like creating a really substantial core too, which is really important. You got to have something solid, start with something solid to build on. And it seems like that's what they're doing. I kind of wish the Vikings would do that. And the Vikings, they're the organization and ownership, they're never willing to actually have the team just, not completely tank, but to really just strip it down, to the bare bones and start over, to build something new. They kind of refuse to do that because they always kind of want to stay in the scene. And it's something that bothers me as a Vikings fan. It's like, because, at the end of the day, if you just one and done in the playoffs, like what you just it's like purple purgatory. It's like we're stuck in purple purgatory because they don't seem to want to do that.
I don't think Vikings need to do a whole tear down and rebuild. I don't. I think that one of their big problems is they don't realize on their own strength.
That's true. That's true. I was very.
They're using that.
Right. So no, I would agree. They tend to do that a lot. Like, what the hell? Come on. Can't you just do something, Daniel? Yeah. Daniel, thanks for checking in. Good evening, ladies. Thanks for the show. I'm looking forward to a good competitive game, which could go either way. Yeah, we're going to get into that, I think, the next one here. Lions are improving by leaps and bounds lately. Yeah, it's definitely noticeable. So speaking of that, let's get into the game predictions. So, ladies, what do we think here going into the game tomorrow? How are you all feeling? There's all this momentum. Lions are the favorites right now. Vikings, they've been kind of getting the job done. We beat you the first time around. So obviously, you're going to want to claw back. And two, I just want to touch on because when I was rewatching the game from earlier this year, obviously we haven't mentioned yet, or I should have mentioned earlier, TJ Hawkinson. You think he'll have a big game here? Maybe one to watch going back playing for the former team. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there too. What do y'all think? What are the predictions? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? I guess I'll just start first and then let you guys go in because I'll kind of go into mine a little bit more tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a close one. I think I'm going to say prove me wrong, Vikings. Go in there and get it done. Wear the big boy pants. Because right now, I'm not buying it. I think that the Lions you guys got this momentum right now. And I say this every week too with the Vikings, and they have kind of proved me wrong, but I think the Lions might take this one 30-29. So, Lionor, let's start with you. What do you got? What's your prediction? Then we'll get to the chat too and see what everybody says in there. Oh, okay. Then we'll get Val when she gets back.
We lost Val.
Yeah, we'll get her when she gets back.
So let me just start off by Hawkinson show up to Ford Field wearing purple. I'm happy for him. I'm not upset about the trade, but I'm not going to like that much. And certainly players tend their old team. So yeah, maybe he's primed for a really good showing tomorrow.
He could be.
Sorry, my cat has a lizard.
Oh, what? A lizard? Really?
Yeah, she's flinging it up in the air over there.
Oh, do you need to go get it? Lizard alert. Oh man, yeah, she got a lizard.
There's no saving the lizard at this. I don't want to piss anybody off. I know I'm huffing on the hopium here. I'm totally bought in drinking
I like that
Kool-Aid. So, all the numbers. When I looked at EPA and DVOA and I went down all the stats, especially when I was looking at them in the last 3 weeks.
You all too. You all are very good at bringing the stats. I just want to say that you two are very good at the stats, very good at bringing the numbers. I just want to say kudos there on that. But yeah, sorry to interrupt. I just want to add that in.
Thanks. Drinking just a little bit, and I somehow came up with the Lions winning 35-24. Now,
whoa,
that's not my final. That's not my final prediction. At full health in Ford Field, we can take this by a touchdown, by 7 points. However, we are missing some people. Jeff Okudah and Will Harris are both starting right guard, and he's doubtful, and it is very doubtful. I don't think he'll play. His backup is out. So we're going to have third, fourth string guards in there. They are not good in pass protection. Watch the A and B gap on the right side of the line tomorrow. You might just see purple people running right through there at Jared Goff all day long. Goff is under pressure.
Smith, Danielle Hunter coming in there. Yeah.
Yep. When Goff's uncomfortable, things tend to go wrong.
I feel like him and Kirk
we'll just have to see how it goes.
Like that. Yeah.
I think they are
similar like that.
So I think it's going to be close. It's a toss-up, honestly. If you flipped a coin, you'd be able to predict this game as well as we.
Okay. There you go. Ooh, all right. Val, what do you got? What's your prediction?
Well, you see, I think Hawk is to cause a couple problems for against tomorrow. I think even at a game that's going to want to come after
Who's that?
during that game. Hawkins. TJ Hawkinson.
Oh, yeah. The vendetta. Oh, I love that word, too.
Yeah,
Great word. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he's vendetta. He's going to try to do some plays and make it.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Lions are necessarily going to be that about it. I do believe because of the issue both sides, both teams, Vikings have people are sick, so Lions have people who are with issues and injury, sickness, and all of that. And you know, they may come in and they might, but it's still going to be much a shootout with this offense. So it's going to be a low shootout, and it's going to be my prediction 28-24. Yep.
Uh-oh, I lost it. What was it? What was the score? What do you got? Was it 23?
28-4. 28-4.
Oh. Lions?
Yes.
Ooh, wasn't that the score of the first game, too? It was. That's nuts.
Yes, it was.
Wow. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something, too? I could totally see that happening. I mean, yeah, that I'd agree with you. I think it's going to be close. And to the Lions, you all have been able to put up points this year. Like, you've been in the 40s multiple times, and it took, I don't remember, week 6, 7 for the Vikings to finally get to 30 points. So the fact that you all can pack on those points that's scary. So getting to Jared Goff early, back to him and kind of Kirk being similar, I think it's kind of this probably a similar game plan. Get to Kirk early, get his feathers ruffled. Same with Jared Goff, and just kind of, because at the end of the day, the quarterbacks are the ones that have the ball first, right? So if you can, get to them, shake everything up. But your guys' run game is strong. DeAndre Swift is there. We got, like y'all mentioned, Jamal Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think it's gonna be trouble. And I could see too the Vikings going in there, not hanging, and then, it's okay. It's okay. We have room to lose. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. With the Vikings, the Lions have a secret weapon waiting on sidelines. It's going to pop in and how many reps he might have, which is Mo, the receiver that was got in the draft. So he's his rep last game. So who knows how much it could have in this game, and will that be an issue coming up against the Vikings? Because then that would up Goff's deep pass, which he struggles with. So he gets the deep pass.
It's not just his ability pass catcher either. Just having him on the field stretches the field vertically so much. So if you have DJ Chark on one side and JMO on the other, but stretching the sidelines, it's a dangerous receiving core, even with him only taking 10 to 12 snaps. Even if balls aren't going his way, it still helps us out.
Yeah, and it's good. I guess it's good for the Vikings, that we have one of our cornerbacks coming back, Cam Dantzler, tomorrow, because our cornerbacks have been an issue. But even with that, it's just the fact that our cornerbacks, our secondary is trouble, and you all are healthy and stacked and able to spread the ball around. Now, I will say that the Vikings offense is kind of able to do that, but that's why, I think we can all circle back here, and I think it might be close. It might be a shootout here, but I think we all actually have the Lions winning here. I think that was all three of us chose the Lions, I think. Obviously, for me as a Vikings fan, I always say this. Vikings
real quick.
Wrong. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say about Cam Dantzler. I did notice that he's back. He seems to have fixed the communication issues that plagued him earlier. However, he was in coverage last year on Amon-Ra St. Brown during that game-winning walk-off touchdown when we played you guys last year.
Yeah.
I'm not too,
Yes.
He withdrew with Patrick Peterson is definitely different than Peterson with anyone else. So I do think it improves it, but
yeah,
I'm seeing Cam Dantzler on the field because that's what we think of him as when we think of him, the guy who busted the coverage on Amon-Ra for us to win.
Wow. And I think there's a local radio, or the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen. I think that might have been at one point in his career, Paul Allen did a call, Cam Dantzler, what are you doing? So, he's got a history of things like that. Where my dude, Caleb Evans, rookie Caleb Evans has been playing for Cam Dantzler, and I've been actually happy about that. But I wanted to ask you both too, did you all hear about Jalen Reagor? Just confirming the Vikings are going to get the win. Did you hear about that little? I don't know if it was a tweet or what it was, but maybe he said it. Did you all hear about that?
I think it was a hat game, implying that you guys were going to win the division. Yeah, I saw that. Well, and Jalen Reagor, really, your team cheered when the Eagles took Jalen Reagor. Listen, he's been fine, but it's not like he's been a standout since he's been a Viking. I mean, listen,
the last game,
Justin Jefferson or Dalvin Cook wants to say that, okay.
Sure.
Really, it was a little annoying. He might be right. I imagine that the Vikings are going to have boxes of division champ hats and T-shirts at Ford Field if we can deny the crowning for one more week.
Yeah, it's not really a stretch for him to say that, I guess. Really, it's like, dude, we're 10-2. Like, okay, so yeah, you're gonna guarantee it, like, obviously. And like, I don't know. I think he was just chirping a little bit. I think too, he might have been feeling himself because he had a big game kind of last week. But yeah, kind of like you said, he's been a little bit quiet. But Val, you got any thoughts about that?
Look, there's nothing like a little talking to get your pumping before that's all this was. This was all just a little stroke, to kind of get people and to get people, engaged games. So that's what it. So hey, we don't little trash talk, so it's all good. But just remember, you don't rest your butt can't cat. You better show up and walk the walks. So
I know, yeah, we'll have to keep him on the radar tomorrow and see what happens. See if there's any extra action from Jalen Reagor, maybe like a return or something like that, punt return. We haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I agree with you too. A little trash talking's never a bad thing. And like tough guy town in Detroit, y'all can hang, right? That was like nothing. I feel like for Lions fans, Detroit fans, it's like nothing, right? All right.
Yeah, Megan says I'm through the ringer.
Right. And too, I think I was on I believe you all go on with the Roar of the UK, Lions Roar of the UK was on with them the other night, and they were Anthony was kind of saying the same thing. Like, we've been waiting, we've been through it, we've been through the muck, so like what's another thing at this point, just on your way up. So yeah, but that makes y'all tough too as well. So gritty. So you all can hang. Very loyal, which is good. So, all right.
Well, Lions fandom has a specific phrase all year, and it last year too. Their phrase, embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. There you go. I mean, why not? Why fight it, right? Why fight it? Just embrace it. Go with it. I love it. So, Angel, thanks for having us. Yeah, I want to thank you two too. Thank you both for coming on. I really appreciate it. I am excited for the game tomorrow, obviously, and two, kind of like we all said, we'll check back in tomorrow night, and see how it goes. But we all have the Detroit Lions winning this one. But I just want to thank both of you for joining. It was such a blast. I hope I can have you again. You both are always welcome. And two, if you all just want to plug all of your things, where can we find you next? And I want to thank everybody in the chat as well for joining us too. But yeah, where can we find you all? Where can we find you? Let us know.
You can find us at anywhere, any platform. We're on Twitter, Instagram, we're on TikTok. we're new, of course, and it's all Detroit Lions on. So if that up, you'll find us. And the Lioness Lair of Detroit on the Prowl. So that's where we're. So
very good.
Sunday at 8 o'clock, post game show, just once a week. So you can check us out tomorrow, and Jade, you'll be on with us tomorrow.
I know. Yep. I'm really glad that you mentioned that. Yep, too. Everybody, you can catch us again tomorrow night. We're going to be over on y'all's channel. I'll be joining y'all there at the Lioness Lair. I'm very excited. So again, thank you so much. We got a little preview action over here on my channel. I'm excited to join you all post game, and we can carry on and see what happens. But thanks, Grandizer. Yeah, it's going to be great. I love, too, that we get a little both worlds, too. So thanks again, ladies, for joining. And again, I just want to thank everybody in the chat, too. Grandizer, I think we all know Grandizer. He's pretty much like a little YouTube celebrity, too, himself at this point. So thank you, Grandizer, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat as well, again. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Time, Lioness Lair will all be there. And if you have not subscribed to Detroit Lions on the Prowl, the link is also in the description. I know it's been in the chat too as well. But please go over there, subscribe to the channel, do all the things, you know it. And tomorrow, too, I will be live streaming during the game. I'm going to start at 11 a.m. Central Time. We're going to stream all the way through. I'll be doing planetary pregame. And then, like I said, I'll be joining these lovely ladies on the Lioness Lair tomorrow night. So thanks again, everybody. Ladies, any final words, anything before we check out here this evening?
I'll just say really quick that you guys are 9-0 in one-score games. Analysts have been talking about it all week.
Whoa.
Last. It just can't last. So,
no.
On behalf of the Lions fans, let me just say we hope to end your streak tomorrow. No offense, we love you unless you're playing. Thanks for having us on, Jade.
Love it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you later.